Today marked the third day in Megan Boswell's murder trial. Thank you for joining us this evening. I'm Terry Craig. Today's session covered more witnesses in the death of 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell, who was at the height of an Amber Alert in 2020 and was later found dead that year. The person accused being her mother, Megan Boswell. She's the only person facing charges in the death of Evelyn and has remained in the Sullivan County Jail since. Today, the court interviewed multiple witnesses once again. The court began this morning with more witnesses who knew Megan Boswell. News Channel 11's Ansley Daniel has been in Blountville at the courthouse since the trial began, and she's there now live to give us an update. Ansley?
Yeah, Terry, court actually just wrapped up a few moments ago, but I'm standing here with Megan Boswell's attorney, Gene Scott. Thank you so much for joining us again today.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, first off, let's talk about the mistrial issue. Earlier, you made a motion for a mistrial. Do you think that there could be an issue with evidence that could come up again?
I think we sorted that out after we talked about the motion. My investigator and investigator for the DA's office went through the evidence in question. I think everything is sorted out at this point.
Now, earlier we heard from Ethan Perry. He took the stand today, who we now know is not Evelyn's father. Who is her dad?
I think that information is in the record and will come out, but I think I'd rather wait till it's said in open court.
And let's also talk about how everyone that testified today said Megan stopped bringing Evelyn around at one point and then she changed. What exactly happened there?
I suspect it's going to show that, in fact, she does stop bringing Evelyn around the time she passed away. And I think a lot of people expect you to react in a certain way when someone dies, and no one acts the same. There's not an appropriate way to grieve. People grieve in different ways. I think one of the most telling things today was Miss Stacy said that Megan seemed numb. She initially said she was emotional, but then she later said she seemed numb.
And let's also talk about when you were cross-examining Randy Wood. That was another witness that came in today. You asked him if his son Hunter had mentioned that someone could read his mind or take his thoughts, and then you said something about tinfoil. Where were you going with that?
I was just exploring what his mental state was at the time that he was around Megan, and I'll bring that back around later in the trial.
And I know that we are in day 3, and it appears that Megan is, conversing with you and active in this. Is that, kind of what your strategy is? Is she active with you in this defense?
She's taking an active role in her own defense. She's looking at evidence. She's making suggestions. So, yeah, she's very active.
And, we also know that day 1, she was pretty emotional, and things have kind of seemed to level out with the evidence there. But what are her emotions like right now?
I'm sure she's scared. I don't know how it would feel to have a child die and then to be blamed for it. So I can't say exactly what her emotions are.
And, I always, want to ask you, day 3, exactly, what do you want folks to know as we're, into today and after hearing the testimony that came out today?
I think what I want folks to know is this is a long process and the evidence is just finally starting to come out after 5 years. And I think people's opinions will change of Megan.
All right, is there anything else you want folks to know about your client?
No.
All right, Gene, thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. And, court is actually going to resume tomorrow. It's going to resume at 10:30 in the morning. We were told beforehand that this case was going to be about 3 weeks long and would go on Saturdays. Well, tomorrow we will pick back up with testimony in the morning. Terry?
All right, Ansley, thank you so much.